1 season ago, these drivers took to the high banks at Daytona for the first time in the next-gen car. This time, we're doing it all over again with the Daytona Duels. Each duel is going to be split into 19 cars in total. 6 open cars are entering in this race. Only 36 drivers will make the field for the Daytona 500. 32 cars are full-time this season. And as for your 3 open cars in duel number 1, it's the 16, 84, and 15. That's AJ Allmendinger, Jimmy Johnson, and JJ Yaley in the Rick Ware machine starting dead last. The duels were set through qualifying just yesterday evening. So we will see how these drivers will go on these high banks, what they will be able to do. And we have 4 champions of the AAPCS now. Ross Chastain, your defending series champion, starting in that number 1 machine. And we got the number 8 of Kyle Busch now with RCR. He's currently on pole for the Daytona 500. If he can keep his car clean in his duel, he will be on the pole for the Great American Race come tomorrow. So last season, he finished 3rd in the standings, so we'll see what he'll be able to do at the end of this season come Homestead. But starting right next to him, it's Austin Cindric looking to rebound from a horrible rookie season in the number 2 Penske machine. We'll see what he'll be able to do today. Did not really do well last season, finished 30th in points, not good for a Penske machine. We'll see what he'll be able to do in his sophomore season here in this series. And then a bit farther down the line, it's the 4 car, not Kevin Harvick anymore, Josh Berry now in the 4 car, carrying the torch for the number 4 Stewart-Haas machine. We'll see what he'll be able to do in that Ream Mustang. Maybe he'll be able to come home with a victory in his rookie season. However, no driver in the AAPCS has done that in their career. And as the drivers roll off, let's get to your starting lineup. Kyle Busch on pole with Austin Cindric right to his outside. Alex Bowman to the inside of Christopher Bell, who missed the playoffs last season. Maybe he could rebound here today from a bad season last year. And then we got Chase Elliott and defending series champion Ross Chastain in row number 3. Then we got Daniel Hemrick, new to the 31 car, returning to the Cup Series here in the AAPCS to the inside of a runner-up from last year and season number 2, Ryan Blaney. And then Joey Logano and Todd Gilliland make up row number 5, with John Hunter Nemechek joining us once again in this series in the 42, as well as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to his outside. And as the rest of the field will be going by on your screen here, Jimmy Johnson coming back for another start in the Daytona 500, and AJ Allmendinger not coming back full-time this season, only on a part-time basis, sharing his ride with 2 other drivers, with JJ Yaley in the 15 car for this season. And here are your race facts presented by Spoiler Diecast. This is duel 1 of 2, 5 laps for each duel, 19 car fields with 38 entries, only 36 are going to be able to make it. And if you head on down to Spoiler Diecast and use code AAPCS, you get 5% off and free shipping on all orders that are $20 or more. Now, coming off of turn number 4, the pace car goes down pit road. Coming to take the green flag for season number 5, we're underway in duel number 1. Great push on the bottom from the 2 Hendrick cars. Bowman and Elliott shoving the RCR number 8, Kyle Busch, to the race lead. Cindric with Christopher Bell on the outside trying to make something happen. Here comes Bowman up the track. He's going to shove Cindric out of line. Here comes Bell through the middle. He's going to start falling back as we see now the middle lane starting to form 3 wide already. Penske in the middle. Oh, Hemrick almost gets spun off of the nose of Nemechek. Kyle Busch is going to lead that lap. Only 2 more laps to go here in this duel. It's going to be a quick one around the outside. Here come the Penske boys. Busch tries to block. Almost lost it off the nose of the 22 and the 9. We'll see what they do. Blocking high. And up in the air goes Martin Truex Jr. slamming back to the ground. Josh Berry is involved as well. And on pit road are the 19 and the 4 car. We'll see what happened here up in the air when Martin Truex Jr. slammed back to the ground. Really hard impact into the ground as he landed. It looks like it was Jimmy Johnson. They gave him a bad shove coming off of the corner. And here's some radio from the 19 car. Sounds like they are done.
Sorry, Mark. Done.
Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. done for the day. We'll be DNFing and we'll be going to the garage. But it looked like Josh Berry actually slid up there, which caused the checkup and caused Truex to get turned off the nose of the 84. But they saw the choose cone there. That'll be the first incident of the day as the green flag's back in the air. Kyle Busch trying to win his duel with the Penske boys around in the outside. Elliott's there as well. What can he do as they go down the backstretch? Nice flyby of the field. Kyle Busch is going to block the high side of the Penske boys. Not going to work out on him. Maybe he's going to get a push. He's going to lose as the white flag's out in the air for duel number 1. Elliott's going to block the middle as the Penske boys round the outside. Here comes Elliott. He's going to nearly wreck Joey Logano. Logano's going to fall up the track. And off of turn 4, Chase Elliott wins the first duel of the day. How about that for the first duel of today? You can see here Kyle Busch got a bad shove from Joey Logano. He fell through the middle after getting really loose, and Logano putting a late block almost on the number 9 car. He manages to get through, and Chase Elliott, with the help from Kyle Busch, wins duel number 1. Now he was locked in to a third place starting position tomorrow at the Daytona 500. So we'll see what that number 9 car can do come the 500. And of course, now that Kyle Busch had survived his duel, he is starting on pole for the Daytona 500. We'll see what that RCR machine can do as his teammate Austin Dillon finished third in that duel as well. So we'll see how the RCR boys will do. And the drivers that are into the Daytona 500, that's Jimmy Johnson and J.J. Yaley, as A.J. Allmendinger is going home. He is not going to be in the Daytona 500. Now here are your Duel 1 results. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, and Alex Bowman make up your top 5, as Ryan Blaney in 6th, just outside of the top 5. Ross Chastain coming home with an 11th place finish, your defending series champion. Ross Chastain off to a good start so far this season. We'll see what he'll be able to do for the rest of the season, see if he'll be able to defend that title. But duel number 2 is lined up now, getting ready to get fired up and ready to get green here for the second duel of the day, second and the last. This duel lines up the outside lane. Duel number 1 lined up the inside lane, so we'll see how the outside lane looks after the checkered flag. And we see here Chris Buescher currently starting second in the Daytona 500. We'll see what that 17 RFK machine can do. His teammate Brad Keselowski's in this duel as well. So we'll see what he'll be able to do with his teammate. Perhaps maybe push himself to a duel win and get Keselowski into 4th place. And then right behind him, actually pushing him on the restart here, will be the first full-time season for Ty Gibbs. Took over the 18 car, or what used to be the 18 car team, now is rebranded as the 54. So he'll be able to make his name known here in this series with that full-time ride. And a bit farther down the line, it's Carson Hocevar, the rookie at Spire. A lot of rookies this season. We'll see what they will be able to do, but Carson Hocevar in the 77. He made a bunch of starts in the 42 last season for our Legacy Motor Club, but now John Nemechek is behind that ride, but we'll see what Hocevar will do in Spire. And as the cars are rolling off here in duel number 2, let's get to your starting lineup. Chris Buescher and Bubba Wallace, these two led the point standings for the first 3 weeks last season. They're starting in the front row in duel number 2, with Ty Gibbs and Kyle Larson in row number 2, with William Byron and Michael McDowell in row number 3. Then we got Tyler Reddick and the Season 2 champion of Denny Hamlin. Tyler Reddick filling in for the Season 3 champ of Kurt Busch. And then we got Daniel Suarez and Brad Keselowski in row number 5, with rookie Carson Hocevar to the inside of Ryan Preece in row number 6. Now the rest of your field will be going by on your screen here as we see Shane Van Gisbergen trying to make it into the Daytona 500. Noah Gragson in the 10 car now as Eric Almirola has retired, with Anthony Alfredo in the 62 starting dead last. We'll see what he'll be able to do. Maybe he'll make it into the 500. We'll have to wait and see. And then here are your race facts for duel number 2 presented by Spoiler Diecast. 5 laps, 19 car field with 38 entries. Same thing as duel number 1. This time, it's duel number 2 as they come off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. Buescher and Wallace lead us to green. Good jump for Chris Buescher as Ty Gibbs, as he's going to jump up to the high side. Buescher's going to fall to the bumper of the 24. As around the outside, the two Toyotas starting up front, it's Ty Gibbs and Bubba Wallace leading the charge for the Toyotas. 4 of them in this duel. There were only 2 last duel. We'll see what they'll be able to do. Here come 2 Hendrick Chevys around the outside. Byron and Larson trying around the outside, getting the shove from one another as they're trying to team up on these 2 Toyotas here. Byron's trying to get that shove from the 5 car. It's going to work. And Ty Gibbs is going to slide up the track now. Wallace now to the duel lead as Byron's trying to make something happen around the outside with his teammate Larson. Ty Gibbs is going to file in right behind those 2 Hendrick cars. Here comes the RFK Ford. He's going to slide down through the middle. Tyler Reddick bailed on him. Coming to the white flag in duel number 2. 3 wide. Larson gets stuck in the middle. Byron's going to block the high side of the 2 Joe Gibbs drivers. 2311's on the inside. Down the back they go. Byron blocks the bottom. Wallace is going to try the outside. He's going to try it back and forth. And William Byron is going to win the second duel of the day. And as the Spire machine of Corey LaJoie slid through the grass, coming to the checkered. Let's take a look at the replay here of the final lap. Larson tried to block Ty Gibbs and Denny Hamlin's run, but was late to the party. And then we see off of turn number 4, Byron wins the duel as Corey LaJoie spins across the line. He somehow manages to come home with a 9th place finish, so we'll see what he'll be able to do. But William Byron wins the duel for duel number 2. Hendricks sweeping the duels at Daytona. He'll be starting 4th tomorrow to the outside of his teammate Chase Elliott. And as for the rest of the field, let's take a look and see. Chris Buescher is going to be starting 2nd tomorrow at Daytona. He survived the duel, so he'll be starting 2nd place in the Daytona 500. And as for the drivers, the open cars that are into the main event, Shane Van Gisbergen and Anthony Alfredo make the show as BJ McLeod is out and will be going home. But here are your results after duel number 2. William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, and Daniel Suarez make up your top 5. Chris Buescher managing that 11th place finish was just enough for him to survive and make it a 2nd place starting position tomorrow in the 500. And SHR seemed to be off of their game here today. Josh Berry struggled in his duel, and then none of the SHR cars in duel number 2 were able to make any proper moves to get up to the front of the field. But we hope you guys enjoyed today's duels. Tomorrow is when the Daytona 500 will be happening here on YouTube, on the AAPCS YouTube channel. So we'll see how the Daytona 500 will go. Will we see a Hendrick Motorsports car coming home to victory lane like we did here in the duels? Or will someone completely different win the Daytona 500? 36 cars to choose from, but only one will be able to come home victorious. We'll see you all tomorrow for the Daytona 500.